How do you let Baker Mayfield drive 98 yards for the game-winning touchdown? It just... I am not gonna lie to you. I wanted to make this video last night, but I was too upset. I was too. I wasn't ready to. I needed to be able to take the night, really get back to it, and be able to make this. So, in our latest edition of Standouts and FIZZOUTS, because everyone has their own edition, winners and losers, risers and fallers. Ours is Standouts and FIZZOUTS because standouts, players that stood out, and FIZZOUTS because pop. Yeah, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. We think it should replace all water. Let us know what you guys drink in the comment section down below, whether it's Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, that Diet Dr. Thunder, great value brand. Let us know what you guys drink in the comment section. But overall, once again, welcome to our latest edition of Standouts and FIZZOUTS. And quite honestly, this might be our most bitter Standouts and FIZZOUTS that we've ever done, because when you have a result that like losing is a part of anything in life. Like sometimes things just don't go your way. There's a lot of times that happens for a lot of people, including myself. But this was just frustrating. You have a team in the Raiders that have won 3 straight. You have a team in the Rams that lost 6 straight, and we're looking to get kind of back rolling here. And it's just Derek Carr didn't show up. The defense played well for most of the game, but the offense, it was just bad. So we'll get into standouts right away, because you got to start with the good in life. Otherwise, you'll just go nuts. So standouts, Davante Adams was just, he was sunning Jalen Ramsey the entire game. You got to be able to give him that love. He just really had himself a good game. And honestly, finished the day with 3 catches for 71 yards. Really a couple of nice grabs there against Jalen Ramsey. Would have liked to see him have a little bit more, but it is what it is. Also, Josh Jacobs had 27 carries for 99 yards and a touchdown. Mac Hollins also getting the ball a good amount. 3 carries for 40 yards. Also had 2 catches for 22 yards. So those 2 guys at standouts. I really did like how the Raiders did try to spread the ball around in a lot of different ways. Including that first drive play calling. You talk about getting Mac Hollins on an end around. You talk about that drive of having those pitch outs. I like them going, that pitch out on 3rd and 5 deep in the red zone. But we'll get into another 3rd down offensive play call a little bit later on. But overall, yes, you did like how Davante Adams, Josh Jacobs, Mac Hollins, those guys all stepped up. Also, the offensive line, I felt like they were major winners here, or standouts, for the Raiders here. They did not allow a single sack. Josh Jacobs had some good room at times, and quite honestly, the offensive line has looked really good over the past couple of weeks. Max Crosby honestly did his thing. You had multiple guys. I think you had 4 sacks. So Max Crosby, Amik Robertson, Chandler Jones, and Bilal Nichols all had sacks. And really, you got to be able to give him credit, because Max Crosby just continues to bring it. He's the heart and soul of this defense, probably team, to be quite honest with you. And the Raiders brought pressure early and often, and were able to get home in a lot of different ways on Baker Mayfield, and we'll get into him in just a second. But the pass rush had a good game. Chandler Jones, second game in which he at least registered 1 sack. You gotta love it. Also, AJ called that, a 64-yard punt late in the game to force Baker Mayfield to drive 98 yards. Just fantastic job by AJ Cole getting the job done there. Just, you love it. You absolutely love it. And then you also have Nate Hobbs. I felt like the defense did a pretty good job for most of it, but 98 yards. It's all erased. The performance there is all erased for the most part, because if you allow Baker Mayfield to drive 98 yards on you, none of it matters at that point. So it's a rough game, but at the same time, you expect Derek Carr in this offense to put up more than 16 points. So the blame goes twofold, and it goes on to everybody there. FIZZOUTS, Derek Carr. It's probably time to move on. It's time to move on from Derek Carr. I have given him the benefit of the doubt. I have talked about the fact he's never had a top 15 defense. It's been rough. He finished the day 11 of 20, 137 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, including that interception right before the half to Ernest Jones, where it was kind of a good play, and yes, he was getting pressured, but at the same time, he had a wide open pocket to his right that he could have stepped up into, maybe delivered a strike or bought some more time, but instead he decided to stand in the pocket and throw an interception. But again, timely mistakes for the Raiders. If he even just throws that through at the back of the end zone, the Raiders kick a field goal and they win the game 19-17. I guess it is what it is there. I guess you can't cherry pick, but Derek Carr, he did not have a good game in any sense of the word. So also FIZZOUTS, play calling after that first drive. You talk about there was a 3rd and 5 that the Raiders had a promising drive in that they ended up kicking a field goal in, that they did a draw play, which I'm like, okay, usually draw plays are 3rd and long type situations where, you just try to get back to the middle of the field, get some more room for your punter. But overall, a draw play on 3rd and 5, didn't love it. At least in that first drive of the game, what they did was a pitch out, and it gave Josh Jacobs some room to work with it. And yes, he made the most out of it. But I mean, just in one regular draw play, it did not work for me. I did not really like it that much. But yeah, so the offensive play calling there, other than the first drive, it just was bad. The defense on that final play of the drive, or final play of the game, or final drive of the game, excuse me, that was not great. And it's frustrating. I really think that even another fizz out is Josh McDaniels, the way he's coaching this team right now. I don't really feel like they're in a place where if they get punched in the mouth, I don't feel like they're confident that they can come back and get the job done. Like that goes all back to coaching, and I feel like they are not being led right now, and I think we're seeing that at a lot of different levels. As far as standouts for the Rams, yeah, you got to give it to Baker Mayfield. I mean, coming in basically, 24, 48 hours, and having the kind of game that he did, finish the game 22 of 35, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. I mean, just, you'd love to see it. Baker Mayfield driving 98 yards for that game-winning touchdown as well. Yes, he did everything that he was supposed to do in helping them win this game. And I think he's going to he kind of put the NFL on notice a little bit, honestly, to be at least a quality backup. Maybe he could be a starter in this league still. I don't know. But Cam Akers also had 12 carries, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Did have that fumble, early in the game that was forced by Chandler Jones. Oh, yeah, Chandler Jones had that fumbled too. But overall, they were able to run the ball relatively well. Not great, but overall they were able to get the job done to Baker Mayfield, making it happen there. Ben Skoranek there, also 7 catches, 89 yards. Dude was a stud. Him and Baker already have a very special relationship. Tutu Atwell also had himself a good game, 5 catches, 50 yards. Van Jefferson caught the game-winning touchdown pass, 2 catches, 44 yards, and a touchdown on the day. So Baker Mayfield spreading it around, doing a lot of different things on offense. And there was a couple of jokes on Twitter about literally knowing 6 plays, and hey, they worked. They absolutely worked. Defensively, I mean, Bobby Wagner flying around, making 14 tackles on the day. Jalen Ramsey, he kind of got burned. I'll put him in the fizz out category, but Ernest Jones making a nice interception over the middle there, deep in your own territory, really to kind of give you guys some breathing room and kind of keep you guys in it. Also, Taylor Rapp to seal it. You love to see it overall. So there was a lot of good things for the Rams. I think this was kind of an interesting thing. Like I said, Baker Mayfield went out there and had himself a very good game. So, but as far as fizz outs for the Rams, Jalen Ramsey, I mean, you just got signed by Devontae Adams the entire game. Also, the defensive line, you don't register a single sack on Derek Carr with this offensive line. Like, don't get me wrong, this offensive line has really stepped up a lot over the past couple of games, but overall, like, just you expect a lot more. But honestly, there's no bigger fizz out, like I said, than Josh McDaniels and company in this one. Your team has another double-digit lead that you blow, especially late in the game, and it's rough. You go into the fourth quarter, leading by 10, 13, and this happens. It's just rough. I think that there's probably going to be a house cleaning type thing that happens here, and overall I think that there's a lot of things that need to go back to the drawing board here. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so make sure you guys give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below. We would love to cover. But let us know what you guys think about our latest edition of Standouts and Fizzouts between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Rams matchup.